Imagine being a teenager, adored by millions, smiling on camera, while quietly falling apart behind the scenes. For Demi Lovato, Disney wasn't exactly the happiest place on earth. Child stardom looks glamorous from the outside, but studies show that young performers face significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, and substance struggles compared to their non-famous peers. And in the late 2000s, one of the brightest stars on television was carrying more than scripts and song lyrics. Before she turned 18, Demi Lovato had already headlined a hit Disney Channel movie, launched a music career, and become a role model to millions. But behind that spotlight, something was cracking. During a candid March 3rd episode of The Baby, This Is Keke Palmer, hosted by Keke Palmer, Lovato opened up about what those Disney years really felt like. Her words weren't angry. They weren't bitter. They were reflective. She said she has compassion for her younger self because she was held to extremely high standards at a very young age. That's the tension here. How do you grow up normally when your mistakes trend worldwide? Let's rewind. In 2007, Lovato stepped into the Disney machine with As the Bell Rings. And soon after, she became a household name through Camp Rock. Then came Camp Rock 2, the final jam. Then the sitcom Sonny with a Chance. To fans, it looked like a dream trajectory. But during the Camp Rock 2 tour, Lovato says she experienced what she later described as a breakdown. Pause there for a second. Imagine being a teenager on a global tour. Cameras, expectations, interviews, perfect image branding. And inside, you're overwhelmed. Lovato shared that after that period, she entered Alcoholics Anonymous and began working through the 12 steps, including making amends. That detail is powerful because accountability is hard. She admitted she had to apologize to people she worked with. She said she wasn't always easy on set. She described herself as miserable in her own skin. But here's what makes this story deeper. She wasn't blaming others. She wasn't rewriting history. She was owning it, while also explaining it. She said she just wanted someone to see that she was struggling. That line hits differently, because so many young people feel that exact way. Not seen, not understood, not asked, "Are you okay?" Instead, they're told to perform. Smile, deliver, be grateful, don't complain. And when she had her breakdown, she said she later explained to people that it wasn't personal. If she seemed bratty, if she seemed distant, if she seemed difficult, it wasn't intentional. It was survival. That reframes everything. When we look at child stars, we often judge behavior without context. We see headlines, not hormones. Pressure, not panic. Disney Channel in the 2000s created global icons, but it also created an environment where teenagers were brands. And brands don't get bad days, humans do. Lovato's honesty also connects to something bigger, the cost of early fame. When your identity forms under public scrutiny, it can distort your sense of self. Who are you when the cameras turn off? Who are you without applause? Years after her Disney era, Lovato continued facing serious personal struggles, including a life-threatening overdose in 2018 that resulted in a lengthy hospital stay. We won't go into graphic detail, because the important part isn't shock value. The important part is survival. She survived. And today, she speaks about those years with something surprising: gratitude. She said those were the years that started all for her. She made lifelong friends. She has fond memories, even alongside painful ones. That emotional duality feels mature. It's not Disney ruined my life. It's not everything was perfect. It's both. And that balance makes her reflection feel human. Recently, reports have noted that Lovato canceled a string of concerts to focus on her health. And instead of panic, many fans responded with support. That reaction shows growth, not just from her, but from audiences we're learning slowly that mental health matters more than ticket sales. And maybe that's the real evolution here. A former teen star who once felt unseen is now openly talking about what she needed back then: compassion, understanding, space to be imperfect. And perhaps her story is helping the next generation of young performers realize they're allowed to struggle and still be worthy. So what's the takeaway? Demi Lovato's Disney years weren't purely magical, and they weren't purely miserable. They were complicated. She was a teenager under extreme pressure. She made mistakes. She apologized. She sought help. She survived. And now, at 33, she can look back with honesty and gratitude. That's growth. Her story isn't about scandal. It's about accountability, healing, and learning to extend compassion to your younger self. And maybe that's something we can all relate to, famous or not.